This is Anderson Penn's podcast, episode 193 for Tuesday, May 24th, 2016. This is Brian.
This is Lisa.
This is the Anderson Penn's Radio Network.
What's up?
We have a very special guest with us, good friends from Raleigh, North Carolina area. Special guest, Mr. Mike Matteson, and Dr. Audrey Matteson from inkdependence.com and rightonthenails.com. So let's give everybody give them a round of applause.
Wow, we did it that far. I'm really excited.
I like it.
So it's just like when we see you guys, we're just like hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like a double date online.
Well, I mean, we could do that when you come to Raleigh.
Yeah, that's true.
So here we are.
I was about to make a plaid shirt comment because you forgot to put yours on, honey.
Oh no!
I guess there's still time. You could vamp, and I could go change shirts.
Yeah.
I wore stripy stuff just for you.
And Prince.
It could be the first ever change of clothes on a podcast ever.
Yeah.
Costume change.
First for everything.
What do you like, Britney Spears? You got to go change.
All right, you do it. Go.
What? Oh, get out. Well, for those of you who don't know, Mike really rocks the plaid shirt, and Brian has one. And but actually, when we bought it, we thought of Mike, and so we try to bring it to shows so that Brian can wear it when we know we're going to see Mike. And I don't know, it's just one of those private jokes.
I want to see how plaid this really is.
It's really not that bad. It's cool.
Yeah.
Put your clothes on.
Oh my!
That's my husband. So anyway, it's awesome to see you guys, and I saw Scraggles, who is a celebrity in her own right.
Yep.
She was around somewhere, right?
She's on the floor.
She's carrying the. Yep, there she is. That's Scraggles. Yep.
Everybody knows Scraggles from Atlanta, so.
I know, it's so cool.
Oh, look, it's sort of plaid.
You know,
Plaidish.
it's plaidish.
Yeah.
It's as plaid as Brian gets.
Great.
So
I
far.
can't believe you ran and changed. That's crazy.
Well,
I like it.
see, people that come in late to the podcast are not even going to know that's happening.
It's true. No, Lisa, you're the only one who doesn't have a print on now. Go change. 2 for 2.
Anyway. No, I have very few things that have a print. So anyway, people are going to get bored listening to me talk about my wardrobe. So, Mike, how long have you had your blog? I honestly don't know this.
You know, I honestly don't really know either. I want to say, so I was actually looking through my YouTube channel the other day, and I have been posting on YouTube for like 3 years, but I definitely have had the blog longer than that, so maybe 5, 6, something like
You've
that.
been doing videos for 3 years?
Yeah, I've been doing videos for 3 years. Yeah, video. Yeah.
Has it been 6 years?
I mean, it could be. So, actually, the Pen Addict and Ed Jelly and I all started our blog, and I think Well Appointed Desk actually all started our blogs within a couple of months of each other, oddly enough. And so, yeah, I don't know, 5, 6 years.
My blog's
like
been about 7 years, so.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah. And Audrey's had hers for 7, so.
And now, a little known fact, and I do remember this, I just don't remember it being quite that long ago. When you first started your blog, it was not all about ink.
Not at all.
This could be a trivia question here. We should have parlayed this to a giveaway or something.
So wait, ink dependence wasn't about ink?
No.
Actually, it wasn't it wasn't even ink dependence. So what happened is I've had the same blogger, a blog spot for a long time. I mean, since I was in college, I guess. Yeah. I'm an early adopter on a lot of those kind of digital things. And so I had this blog spot for a long time, and Audrey and I actually lived in different cities for the first, year-ish I was here, I guess.
Yeah.
Year and a half, maybe? Anyway, for quite a while. And so she started a blog as sort of a way to stop, not be bored. while I wasn't there, because I'm very excited.
I mean, I know. How am I going to get through the day without this?
I know, all the plaid.
I need something else to distract me from the plaid. Missing the plaid. Yeah.
And so she started her blog. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then she said, you really ought to start a blog too, just because why not? You've got this blog that's been sitting there more or less unused. And so I had no idea what I was going to blog about. And before I had written on all kinds of stuff. Every once in a while I would talk about like whatever beers I was finding locally or books I was reading, or I don't know, every once in a while I got a little political because, I don't know, I'm into political philosophy and stuff. It's kind of one of the things I do. And so then she said, you're really into this like fountain pen and ink thing. You should probably review inks. I'm like, nobody wants to see that. And
He said,
I know. And look, I'm mostly right, but some people do, I guess. And so I started doing that, and now it kind of persists because I want a good excuse to
buy
pens and inks and stuff. And I can write off pretty much anything. Like, oh no, that's for the blog.
For the blog.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's for the blog.
Right. See, I remember the beer reviews. In fact, if you actually go on your blog now and you keep going, hitting back, older posts, you eventually do get to some of the. I think you still get to some of the beer reviews.
Do you have any of the labels as the beer? I don't know. I don't look at the blog enough to actually know that, but maybe.
Yeah, I think there actually is a label about beer. Yeah, you could probably find some. I mean, there aren't terribly many of them, and a lot of them were kind of locally things and stuff like that. But
that was the only reason I was reading the blog. So.
Yeah. I mean,
and then you move to this ink thing, and
you're like, I don't know, that's
beer.
Nerds. And so that's how it started out, and then I just kind of focused on that. It's going pretty well. Although looking back on the early entries makes me cringe all inside because it was not particularly good. But.
No, I'm just okay. I'm like, oh, it was terrible. No, I mean I can do the same thing. I look at everything I've done with a very critical eye of,
yeah.
Well, I thought that was good then.
Yeah, that's how it is, right? In 5 years, you're going to look back on what you're doing now and think that. There's
lighting and technology just changes anyway, so.
Yeah.
But at least you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a sort of running list. Huh?
Well, you started. You've kept going. You've grown.
Yeah.
You've refocused, if you will. So now you can drink the beer while you review the ink.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. I mean, this is iced tea. I heard it was a family podcast.
And it looks like an ale to me.
Yeah.
I see him over there with the Negra Modelo.
Yeah.
Which is a fine beer.
So it's a sponsor for tonight? Is
Negra Modelo?
Yeah.
Product placement.
That's right. If you say it
Vitamin water and beer.
So how many inks? And of course, everybody's going to probably want to know if you have an ink blog, you've got a lot of ink. Do you have any idea how many bottles of ink or how many different colors of ink you have?
No. Well, I mean, I know what the floor is. I know how many I have at least, which is.
Okay, well, let's start there.
I'm trying to think what my last value was, but I mean it's somewhere around.
Bets in the room?
What's that?
Do we want to take bets first? We should take bets.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me switch over to the.
So this is how many bottles of ink, or how many different colors of?
Like.
Oh, bottles. Actually, I can just look it up, so don't mind me while I look at something on a different screen. Can you still see my face?
So we're going to guess the number of bottles. Is that what we're guessing?
Yeah, sure. Go for bottles.
And everybody in the chat, chime in and pick a number. How many bottles of ink, not samples, because I know you've got a ton of those.
Samples.
How many bottles of ink does Mike Matteson own? I'm going to say 142.
I'm going to go long on this one. 142 for you. That's what Wayne is saying, too, actually. All right. Well, that's you. Okay.
I said that. Carrie says 150. Justin says 84. My mom says 155.
I'm going to go with pi. We've got 314 bottles of ink.
Hector, 43, please. Well, he's not an amateur.
I mean, when do we want to call the bets?
Do you know what to do? So you actually have a spreadsheet. You are that committed. You've got a spreadsheet of all the inks.
So I actually Go ahead.
No, I was just looking. Guest 542 says 452. Wayne says easily 300. Doctors
Yeah.
know these things.
Sadly, I don't have 300.
What?
I know. So I have, according to my list, oh wait, what was it? 69 bottles of ink. However,
What?
that's actually way short because if you look over here, I've got a bunch of bottles. This is my sort of to-do area, and that's got like 20 bottles right there. So, yeah, I don't know,
At least
probably
100 maybe?
I don't know, 100, 120-ish bottles. But then I have, I don't know, several
Hundreds
more
of samples.
Yes, you do. You went
Well,
home
yeah,
with a big bag last summer.
Yes.
Yeah, it was almost 100 just that one trip, I thought.
That was
70
77, I
yeah.
think it was. Yeah.
I don't know why I think it was 96 or something, but
I think he was just exaggerating how heavy it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
yeah, I've got several hundred.
Okay.
several hundred. So of all those inks, do you have a favorite?
I mean, I have a few that I keep coming back to over and over. Shh, Scraggles. I'm live here. Shh. So she's carrying on with the cat. I tell you what. And there are a few that I keep coming back to. So when I get a pen that feels like it's running a little weird, I always go for Aurora Black just to make sure that the pen is good because that ink works in kind of everything. It's a little too wet for me most of the time, but there are some times when I'm like, yep, got to make sure this pen actually works, and that's the thing I go for. Diamine Salamander, I flippin' love that ink, which is it's like a weird, dirty, greenish brown, but I really dig that. Private Reserve's American Blue, I love that ink. It's one that I've gotten bottles and cartridges, and I put it in all kinds of stuff. I don't know, most of the sailors. Yeah, no, I don't have a favorite. It's like, who's your favorite child or pet or something.
I've gotten away with asking you what is your favorite ink of different colors. So I'll say, what's your favorite brown ink? And you can sort of get a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So generally that's the way you can get favorites with you.
Yeah, well, you got to do shades of brown, So
Well,
brown's a complicated color. I mean,
the nuances of...
yeah, look. I mean, there's Sailor Doyu, which looks like a black. It's so dark, but it's really a super dark brown, and that's like a sleeper hit of that new Sailor set. It's great. And then there's like Franklin Christoph's brown 740 something. I don't remember the number on it. That's a great like just brown. And you've got your weird tea stain browns from J. Herbin and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite, but I've probably got 40 pens inked right now, so it's hard to pick a favorite.
Well, now, Audrey, you have a blog, and
Yes.
you write about nail polish.
I do.
So the question to you then is the same thing that Mike was tripping over. What's your favorite color, or how do you so you review a different color every day?
So I used to when I first. I mean, I've been doing it for 7 years, and it's just I used to do it every single day. I would try and post every single day a different color, and I did that for the first couple years, and I just had to
That's a lot of
stop.
work.
It's a lot of work and every year there's more editing that goes involved, with collages and things that I have to put on the post. So now I do it about 4 days a week. But I'll have more than one polish every time I post, for the most part.
Okay.
So before it was one time a day, but now it's multiple. So.
Okay, and there are definitely colors you like and colors that you review and then you take off?
So
some you like, some you are not as...
So let's start the guessing right now how many
no.
nail
Well, I
polish.
was getting there.
I
think the difference, though, for Audrey, if I recall a conversation we had, is that you are often sent bottles of nail polish to review, correct?
Yeah. I mean, just last
So,
week I
so Mike, it doesn't matter?
for free to review. That's a lot. I mean, really, you think about it. So I get lots of collections I have to review. I am very lucky to review for people. But at the same time, that does add to my total, but that doesn't add to the total of how much I spent for the polish. And for the most part, nail polish is cheaper than ink. So that's my justification.
But it's a smaller bottle.
Per mil.
It's a
Per mil.
Yes, fair enough. So
have you used any of the nail polish in a dip pen? That's what I want to know. Because I would do that.
No. The thing is, I don't dip pen. Do you have a dip pen even that you use?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that I use? No. I don't have one. No.
But I think
my dad got me this nice dip pen holder.
Oh, that was that's right.
I've used it a couple of times, but fountain pen ink is, for me, it's so thin that it just falls right off the nib, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not patient enough. I haven't really gotten.
I think you have to prep the nib.
Oh, I haven't done that.
You have to rinse it with what is it? Dr. Joe Vitolo had a thing on his Facebook page about it. You have to rinse it with some soap or something, and it will stick better.
So I do want to try it with the dip pen. The thing is, I think that I would have to take subsample. I'm scientific. I have to take a little section off and then take some nail polish thinner and not water, because that's going to actually get the right consistency, and that's what you usually use to thin nail polish out. So I think that's the way to go about it. And I'm curious how it would affect any sort of like if you could get shading like you could with ink, which I don't think.
I sense a scientific experiment coming.
Out.
You're on the forefront of an absolutely new
frontier.
Yes, a new frontier.
But no, I have thousands of nail polish, like thousands.
We just got to come out here when you come down to Raleigh, then you can see.
Yeah.
Do they have their own room?
Yeah.
So Mike has his own office. I have to share my space with the guest bed and everything.
Okay.
But yeah.
So now, since you both deal with colorful products, Mike, does Audrey ever have a nail polish and you look at it and go, "Oh my God, I have an ink that color," or vice versa?
Yeah. Yeah, we got a little nail polish and ink crossover thing coming up fairly soon.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it, or is that a secret?
It's not a secret.
Sorry.
To me. I mean, I doubt that anybody that was, would go to my blog, except for family, would probably be looking at my blog.
Oh, no. People like nail polish. Anyway, so Audrey knows a bunch of like independent nail polish makers, and so
cool.
she's gotten them interested in making dupes for inks.
Yeah. So
like Parker Penman Sapphire.
Pretty much, I have a list of different polishes or inks that I'm trying to get as polishes. Things that, of course, the shimmery ones I'm going with first because that's easier, and that's where you could have a nice sort of. It's sort of harder, I think, for people to try and dupe something that has more of a sheen to sort of get that different color variation that you get in ink. That, again, I don't know if you can. I don't know. We'll see. Can you actually get it in a nail polish or not? So it's something that
maybe if it's kind of an iridescent.
Yeah, exactly. It has to have that iridescent and sort of a clear to see the depth and things to it.
Yep.
She's got a blue lightning with a diamine shimmertastic that is pretty much dead on. I think.
It's very, very close.
Cool.
Yeah.
So when is this coming out? Do we have a date?
So I don't necessarily have a date. I plan on having it a weekly segment, so one day a week, potentially having Mike do a review for the ink. For the most part, he hasn't done reviews for the ones that I've been trying to get formulated. So he'll post that, and then I'll post a review of the polish. And also, a lot of the people have given an extra polish to have as a giveaway. So hopefully that will sort of promote the segment as well. So
that's cool.
That's hopefully June.
Soonish?
Yeah, in June I hope to get that started.
Yeah, sure.
Because I have a few ready to go and ready for giveaways, so it's coming soon.
I just found that out. I didn't know that there was that. I didn't know that you were ready. So
I'm not necessarily ready, but I do have some that are.
I'm holding up the words.
He's holding me back.
We know what you're doing tonight,
soon.
Right?
Soon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
So now, Mike, how many pens do you have?
I actually have no idea. I have not I have not
Ignorance
counted.
is bliss.
Yeah, that's right. Ignorance is bliss. I actually have no idea.
If you follow my course of thinking, that you just stop counting after 1,200.
1,200? I don't have 1,200.
I was just going to say, how many do you guys have? Have we discussed that? I mean, currently, how many do you guys have?
Brian has way more than I do.
I stopped counting at 1,200. That's all I'm going to say.
And I think 1,200 was before we started dating.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Nice. So
actually, it was a lot more. It was a lot more, and then that whole thing happened where I had to sell off several hundred. But yeah, after 12, it's too much work. It's almost as much work to record them and all that stuff, and it gets you in trouble. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have our own thing. Oh, we have a cat.
Oh, now Audrey, you have fountain pens, right?
We have fountain pens.
She has fountain pens.
Yeah.
Katie, you gotta get down. What are you doing here? Goodness.
I do have several fountain pens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite? Man, that's what are you doing?
I'm waiting to hear what the favorite is.
What are you indicating that I should be?
No. I'm just looking at you, waiting. What's your favorite?
Just, you...
my
Audrey,
favorite are all the ones that Mike got me.
Oh, nice.
Nice. All right,
Well played.
forget Mike for a minute. I just think that you're in an interesting position for people who are going to listen to the blog, the podcast, or people in the chat. You're married to an ink blogger. You're married to a pen collector. You've got some, but you have your own interests.
Mm-hmm.
But you go to shows, you work occasionally for Franklin Christoph, you were hustling your butt behind our table in Atlanta. So you've got some interest.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite pen? Like when you want to use a pen, what do you reach for? And it doesn't have to be one that Mike bought.
So, I mean, it's hard to say because I've gotten into it so much that I'm like, well, what kind of paper am I working with here? And
You're taking the scientific approach.
yeah, I do. I sit there and think about what I'm writing in, and if it's good paper, I love my music nib. I love writing with a music nib. What?
No, Audrey's extremely good at writing with that giant Franklin Christoph music nib, and my writing always looks awful with that thing. But man, Audrey's good at that, and she can do it on a daily basis. That's a regular writer for her.
Yeah.
And that's like a 1.9, right? Is that what it is? A 1.9 millimeter.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, so right now I have my music nib in an O2 Franklin Christoph. I love my Franklin Christophs. They're ones that I know they're always going to work. I also think that my Schaefer Intensity does not get love like it should, and
Yes.
I know, and people always speaking of, yeah. I mean,
So this is an Intensity. This is.
I love my Intensity.
Thank you, thank you.
My mom actually got Audrey a pair. She got her a set with a ballpoint. Ballpoint?
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah, ballpoint and a fountain in cornflower. She managed
Yeah,
to find
I
a
like the
cornflower set.
cornflower.
The best color, best color.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've kind of claimed the one that she used to have, which is this navy one, and then I've got a black one that's over there in the tray. But yeah, those are some of the ones that are always inked up. For sure.
They're always inked up.
And that's an O2. That's one of your O2s.
Yeah, exactly.
Indeed.
It's 03, isn't it?
That's the O3, though. The one I was talking about was the O2.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But I like the O3 too. But I don't have
an-
one.
I don't have an
The 03 too?
Yeah, exactly.
It's your O3 too.
All right, so you like your music nib. Do you have any really fine nibs? Do you do anything with an extra fine or a fine or anything with flex?
When I
Hector's
was
gonna
working at the Franklin Christoph table, I was sitting there with Jim, love Jim, and I'm like, I want to get one of the new Model 90s, and he says, okay, what do you want, and what kind of nib?
90? 45.
Did I say 90?
Yep.
the new 45, which is $90.
Which is the old 40.
Why I was saying
also, you got two of them.
I did.
So that's a 245s is a 90.
He said, okay, well, what do you want to fit? And I ended up getting an extra fine italic in that. So I still like the italic a little bit more, but I did go for an extra fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay.
You ought to get something like a Zoom or a Food Day or something, because then that you get everything in one nib.
You showed it to me. I know. You were selling me in Chicago there.
Yeah, we should get you a Zoom nib. I think that would be
I
good
think
for
it
you.
would be good.
Well, maybe when you come to Raleigh. So.
You know, I think the thing with the Zoom nib is, and I have a kind of a long-standing joke with Erica Roscoe, and I probably have 3 or 4 of them, and I said, it's not my favorite Sailor nib. And he says, well, you have four Zoom nibs and it's not your favorite. The thing is I think it takes a long time to really get used to how the pen writes. The nib is so different than anything else. It can literally take weeks, if not months, to really get a handle on it if you're not if you're not used to it.
Yeah.
So for our next ink challenge, honey, maybe you should use your Zoom nib.
Ah, there you go.
I'll use it on the broadest setting.
Depends on what I put in it.
Well, okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's coming up, isn't it? I mean, we're going to do it every season.
I think we'll do it in June.
So yeah, well, I mean, we can start at June 1st, and let's see. I probably have one on my desk here somewhere.
You should do one once
I've got a food day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's way too much work.
Oh no, that's
it depends on the color.
Well, see, because it can take a week to 2 weeks to run through the colors. So
start journaling.
I was making to-do lists and grocery lists, and
I was doing circles and.
The Shimmer-tastic ink is really very cool. I don't do gray generally. I know. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Well, you could have used my pen that week, but I just. I mean, it was good to do.
Well, I was thinking of stormy gray.
I was happy to be done.
Yeah, I was. The alt gold green was an interesting color, and I can see why people like it. It was too light for me, and I was just, and that 149 holds a good amount of ink, so I was just.
It kept writing for a long time. So, well, maybe once we get back from Raleigh, I think we should do it.
There we go.
We'll get Mike and Audrey to help us pick out ink for each other when we're down there.
All right.
Yeah.
We can do like a little top secret behind the scenes thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work. So anybody who's going to be at the Raleigh show, come on over to the table. Help me pick out the ink for Brian.
That would be fun.
Yeah, and then we're just going to take a big poll.
Oh my goodness. Well, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something
Absolutely.
out. So.
No yellow, no pink.
Yeah, no, it's got to be something you can use.
Yorichizuku Kosumusu.
Oh no.
It's got to be
I'm
something
sorry.
we can use.
I have, believe it or not, I don't have the pen here. I have Kosumusu in a Pilot Maki, and I'll be happy when the ink is
Do
done.
you really?
I do, yes.
Why?
Well, there was a mix. Chris had a vial of mix Roshizuku, and I think it was mostly Kosumusu, and I just used that to fill up the pen, and it's not it's good for marking lists, I guess, because it's bright red.
I
feel like I need sunglasses.
Yeah, I used that. I graded a lot of papers with that bright pink. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't care. It doesn't. The color doesn't bother me, which is good because I'm gonna blog about inks even if it's not my favorite color or whatever.
Yeah. So exactly. I blog about things I don't necessarily like, but that's part of it. Somebody's gonna like it. Somebody has to like it.
Yeah. But they wouldn't make it if everybody hated it. So.
Yeah.
It's not whammy yellow.
It's just you just kind of have to stretch. It's getting outside your comfort zone. So I think that's the whole purpose of the exercise.
I agree.
So,
Yeah, I don't do out of my comfort zone well.
What is that?
What's what?
Whammy charged green.
Oh.
I haven't used this yet. It's in my current box of things I'm working through right now, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else? What else do we want to talk about?
Well, speaking of ink, we could talk about a couple things that are going on at the store.
Yeah.
We should. This week we finally announced the launch of our ink comparison tool, and thanks to Mike for doing some testing on that. But it's up and running. Basically, allow you to view up to 5 different colors side by side, and we're getting some good feedback from some people with things they'd like to see. The occasional small bug here and there that I'm getting fixed, but it's been fun since we released it yesterday, and I don't know, it's only going to get better. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm just thrilled to have it launched, and we've been working on this for months and months, and every day we talk about it. It's really cool. I think we're very proud of it, but I will say that it's been hard to not be able to talk about it or not be able to reveal it, and we're trying to get some. Mike was awesome and sent some samples of things that we no longer had, so it's fun to be able to ask for discontinued colors or things we don't carry that we can add so that you can compare an ink you own to something you're considering. Yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, so I do like when we came up with the idea, I think to add in the Mont Blanc Bordeaux that I like and Lisa's Penman Sapphire. I think that was just really it was kind of one of those aha moments, and so we had been finding at shows for a while different colors. So like we didn't have Penman Mocha, and so I was able to get it at a reasonable price, and Penman Ebony and some of these other colors that we can add it in. So we are by no means finished. I am sure there's hundreds and hundreds of colors left to put in there, but I think it's a good start. It's a good start.
Yep.
So.
It just feels so anticlimactic.
Aww.
There it is. Ta-da.
Yeah. We also got in, speaking of Orochizuku 3-piece sets. They are now going to have one set per season, so we just got in set number 2, and we're excited about that. We'll have some at the show. I love the little 15 ml bottles.
They're so
Do you
cute.
remember which colors are in there? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can look it up for you.
Yeah, well, Lisa's going to look that up for us.
Yeah, so why don't you vamp until I'm ready?
I'm gonna vamp until ready.
I think the 15 ml bottle is really good for Orochizuku because it's kind of expensive otherwise, and it's nice to be able to get those 3. I mean, 15 mils is still several pins full.
Well, it's 5 ink samples that we would normally sell. So I think that's and I think the bottles themselves are like 11 each, and the sets are 32. So. It's a good way to get a decent amount and still, don't have to buy a full bottle. So.
Yeah.
And the bottles still look good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. They're nicely done. I like the box that they come in.
Is it the same kind but just smaller?
No, it's
white. It's a white plastic.
Ah.
Yeah,
It's
a tray with like 3
clamshell kind of. It's cool.
Yeah, kind of like gift boxy even. It's a pretty cool box.
Yeah.
I usually don't keep boxes around much, but
that's one you want to keep, I think.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those?
No, I don't have any of those yet. No.
We'll bring you one.
Okay.
Hey.
I never turned down ink. That's
free box to purchase 3 15 ml
Ah.
Oh yeah, all right.
I'm trying to find it. For some reason, I am striking out here.
Well, I don't remember what color. I mean, it's been late in the day, and
Asagao, Kikurin, and Murasaki Shikabu.
What's
that sounds about right. Yeah. So, purple. That Murasaki.
It's a nice blue purple. Yeah, it's kind of a bright, really bright purple. It's pretty.
So.
Anyway, I feel like I'm losing my steam here. Anything else exciting? Ooh. What are all those, Mike?
Oh, these? Well, I was going to see if I had that ink, actually. This is I've got a couple of trays of these. These are just sample trays. I forget where I got these. Maybe Amazon or something like that. But they hold a lot of ink samples. And really, I just need to go ahead and buy like 30 of these things. I don't know. They're like $5 or $3 a piece. They're not very expensive, but they hold a lot of ink samples. This is more or less how I organize all my stuff. So.
And sometimes, well, my science supplies sometimes have holders that actually work for it too. So sometimes I try and bring those home for them if I can, like those.
Yeah, this is just a little paper box that used to hold.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's got all the Diamond Shimmer-tastics, then I've got all the new Cross inks, and then I've got the Blackstone inks. And I'm going.
What do you think of the new Cross inks?
I am shocked by how good they are, honestly.
They've done well.
Yeah, so I hadn't really used Cross ink before you sent these samples out because I'm like, whatever. It seems it's probably fine, but also kind of boring. But
well, it was only black and blue black.
That seems right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they added
it was only two
colors.
Actually. It was black and blue, but you could get blue, black, and cartridges. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. The only one that looks a little bit weak is the green. Looks a little bit pale to me. It looks kind of darkish in the vial, but I haven't gotten into a pen yet. The smear looks a little bit pale, but the rest of these, like the violet, like I don't like purple ink that much. Is the thing I keep saying, but damn if I don't keep finding purple inks that I like. And this one's awesome. It looks great. So the blue-black is great.
And to find out that they're archival is really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything about that on their website, but I believe you. So.
I think it's on the back of the box.
Oh yeah, on the box. There you go. Cool. Good.
But when we were getting the ink tool ready, we contacted all the distributors and manufacturers. Every time you moved, you kind of moved.
I
Audrey.
know.
To see if they could verify any special properties. We didn't want to say that an ink was something if we couldn't verify it. And when Cross said that all of their inks were archival, we were surprised.
Yeah,
so,
that's neat.
Yeah.
Cross doing something good.
That's Cousin Mercy. No, I don't have that one in the rack. Too bad.
Well, now did we send you our newest inks?
The snake ones? No.
Yes.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Well,
I don't
have to get the guys on the ball for that. Bookbinders Snake Ink. It's brand new to us from Australia.
Oh.
We're the only ones in the U.S. to have it, and it's cool. The Bookbinders company is phenomenal. Every person I have dealt with has just been so awesome. Super friendly, super helpful. Very excited. It's just really been fun to work with them. But the pictures that we have on the site of the bottle of ink in the little bag, yeah, it looks like a little burlap bag, little drawstring bag, and it's got a sleeve around it. I mean, everything that they've done is just really top-notch, and it's just such a cute little packaging thing. But nice colors. The Everglades rat snake is kind of a bright orange. It's kind of talking to me.
Yeah, I saw that on the blog, and I was like, yes, good, a sweet orange. Yeah. I do love a good orange ink. That orange bovine ink from Ackerman is currently my favorite orange, and I keep that in a pen. But I think I'm out. I think my pen has got all the ink that's left in there. But that's a really good one.
So
Something
a
tells me
bottle
I'm going to see orange for the summer ink challenge.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the ink.
That might be fun. No shimmer.
No shimmer. There are going to be too many rules here. No shimmer, no yellow, no highlighter.
Yeah.
Look, that still leaves a lot of room.
No paint.
I would do highlighter if I could have that Sailor highlighter pen.
Oh my God, you have enough pens.
Said no person ever.
Yeah.
Well, at least this Brian has enough pens.
Yeah. But
He's
no, it's
counting at 1,200.
It just sounds bad.
It might be. I don't know. I've sold a few. I don't know.
A few.
You might have sold a few.
Maybe next week we'll have to get more into pens. It just feels like this week was such a ink-heavy week.
A strong ink week, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to talk pens, I can come back next week too.
Will you come up and help us pack?
Oh.
That seems counterproductive since I already live here, but
Maybe once you
Yeah, but
get
you
here,
can-
we can help you then.
yeah.
All right.
Well, since we are going to be in Raleigh next week for the show, and I know that a lot of other people will be too who either watch or listen to us, for people going to the show, can you guys recommend anything nearby for a spouse or kids to do, or do you have a favorite restaurant nearby?
So Cary's not. I mean, it's not actually in Raleigh. It's in Cary, which is just outside. And that's not really our stomping grounds, but around NC State University, there's all kinds of good stuff.
And downtown has lots of. There's a kids museum, a science museum that you can go. I mean, if you want to stay the weekend and you want other stuff to do with family, but there's plenty of that sort of stuff. There's barbecue, a popular. Well, okay, it depends on what kind of barbecue you like. There's the North Carolina barbecue, which is the vinegary one.
Yeah, it's vinegary and kind of weird, says this Texan. But.
Yeah, and there's a restaurant, The Pit, which is a very popular barbecue place that's downtown. It's a nice place. Yeah. It's not expensive or anything. It's just a nice barbecue place.
Okay.
Yeah, there's art museums that are free to
art
go to.
museum. Yeah,
a lot of free museum type stuff. There's great arboretum right over.
Yeah.
That's not too far from the hotel.
And it's a great time of year to go to
good time of year to go to that arboretum.
So lots of places for people to do so that the pen collector can go to the show and the family can go do things and everybody's happy.
Yeah, there's a super nice mall that's not too far from there either. There's South Point's pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to do any shopping or anything that's,
non-pen shopping?
Non-pen I mean, if you want to do that, I guess, right?
Yeah. Some people do.
Yeah.
I know.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of in the middle of a good area. Raleigh's the state capital, so there's a lot of stuff around there.
And everything between Raleigh and Durham, despite being, they are different places, but they both have their own charms. Durham's a little bit smaller, but they have a cute little downtown area too. So that's always a possibility if that's what you're interested in doing.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's about a half an hour, sort of in a.
Yeah.
It's a triangle, so it's about half an hour between all those places. So.
We could rent you guys out as tour guides.
Exactly.
Okay.
I
mean, this one, I don't know that area. I've been down there.
Yeah, I work in Raleigh, and so he works the other direction.
Yeah.
But we like Raleigh, despite you guys not really like coming to Raleigh. I know.
Well,
I know.
It's one of my favorite shows.
Well, now.
Oh, okay. Well.
No, we like Raleigh. Terry puts on a good show, and we'll talk about that next week. But Terry puts on a really good show. The hotel is nice. We've been at that same hotel for quite a while. Mm-hmm. We don't stay at the show hotel. We stay at a different hotel a couple miles away that we really like. There's a little patio, so we can go and sit outside and kind of decompress. But no, it's a nice show. We get to see you guys. Every show has its own flavor, and this is a good time of year. Anything after this, heading south gets really hot.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Miami's kind of after this by a couple of weeks or something, right?
Is it?
July.
Yes.
July.
Yeah, July in Miami sounds brutal, but
it was. I don't know what the word is. It was hot.
Well, they do Philly and Long Island, right, in the winter in the far north.
Yeah.
Well, that way the hotels are cheaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because everybody wants to go to Miami in the winter. Nobody wants to go to Philly in the winter. And everybody wants to go to Philly in the summer, and nobody wants to go to Miami in the summer, so you've got to... Dallas is just hot all the time.
And nobody plain just wants to come to Wisconsin, so I don't know what the people are.
Yeah.
Wisconsin is very pretty 1 month out of the year.
It's quite delightful, yes.
Look,
We're getting there.
Whiteouts are pretty.
Yeah. No,
You're inside and safe.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to make it up there this year or not, but yeah, who knows.
Hopefully.
We haven't really made any summer plans yet. Not past Raleigh anyway.
It'll be over before you know it. So.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
And back to more of the grindstone. But. What are you gonna do?
All right. What else do we have? Anything else this week we want to discuss? We got shout-outs or anything like that? It's getting...
Just whoever Mike and Audrey want to give a shout-out to.
Oh.
Well, I know my dad's in the chat, and I suspect my mom is lurking around somewhere. She likes to lurk silently and not make comments. But I haven't actually been watching the chat because it's in a different window. But definitely shout out to them, and they're enabling me. My mom actually is the one that got me into fountain pens. Maybe her fault.
Her fault.
Yeah, it's kind of her fault.
Enabler.
I know.
Awesome.
I know she has.
How old were you?
Awesome. Do what?
How old were you when your mom got you into fountain pens?
I don't know. I mean, I know she had them around growing up, but I don't know that they necessarily worked. I know she's got a couple of snorkels that they keep telling her to find for me. I know a guy now, and stuff like that. But when I got into late high school, college, maybe is when I got like my first fountain pen, I guess, somewhere in there. Although I don't remember clearly exactly when it was, which was it was like this. But it was actually reaching that black box right there. See right there under the wood case?
Oh, yeah.
You still have your first pen?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's actually...
And you remember which one it is? I wish I did.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Here we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it was this one, actually. Which is it's a Rotring core. This one's seen some use, but, really great pens. I mean, they're a design that you either love or hate, or... love to hate or whatever, but I dig them.
Mike is the sole collector of Rotring cores on the planet.
I mean, I've got three of them in easy reach.
So. Wow. So the first one was a silver barrel and a white and black cap?
Yep.
Is that what that looks like?
Yep, that's what that one was. Yep. And
those are big, rugged pens. They're hard to kill.
I mean,
as hard as you try. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's very cool. But that was my first one. I think Mom got that for me at Paradise Pen or something. Maybe it was the only place we had around in the Galleria.
Cool.
Yep.
Audrey, any shout-outs?
I was just gonna say it's a good thing about Mike liking. When we first started going out, I really liked knowing he liked office supplies and pens because it's so easy to shop for him. Because he was always, it was just I could just get him whatever, and he'd be like, "Oh, a stapler! I love this." Yeah.
This was definitely a birthday gift?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a birthday gift. This is
a
great stapler, man. You can staple between 20 and 40 pages. Boom.
Yeah.
Here you go, here's mine.
That's a classic.
We're comparing staplers? How about this one? For an
that's
you win. Swing line right there. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Do I have more than one stapler around? Maybe.
Yeah. But if there's anyone who reads my blog, I say hello. Family, friends. If you're in Raleigh, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Say hi.
Yeah, so absolutely. Raleigh's coming up quicker than we think here. So, is there anything, Lisa? Do you have any shout-outs? And we'll close this up.
No, not really. A big shout out to everybody at Bookbinders.
Oh,
they're awesome.
I think I'm in
let me give them a call.
So, the store, or are they just an ink maker? I don't really know anything about them.
They are. They have an online store. They retail other things, and they either make this or have this made for them. A customer actually had sent us samples and said, "You guys really need to try this." I bought it from Australia, and she sent us samples and the bag and the whole package. And I had looked at their website, and then 2 customers on the same day called the store and asked us if we carried it. And I contacted them, and boom, done.
And the accent doesn't hurt, right?
No. Scraggles.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Is that it then? Should we wrap this up?
I think so.
And I think that's it. So use your pens. Send us a note, postcard, letter, show off your handwriting. I'd love to get an email from you. Address of Pens, 10 East College Avenue, Suite 112A, Appleton, Wisconsin 54911.
We'd love to get snail mail from you.
Oh, what did I say?
Email.
No.
That too.
you mixed it up. Isn't that the same thing
I know.
normally
I
used to
like to
say?
mess with you.
It's a shirt.
So check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, Periscope, all other social media as Anderson Pens.
The blog is blog.andersonpens.com.
And the website is andersonpens.com. And a big, huge thank you to Mike and Audrey.
That's
Thank you
Dr.
for having us.
That's Dr. Audrey to you.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Doctor and Mister.
And if you're going to be at the Raleigh show, you can meet them in person. And they may just be hanging around the table on occasion. So.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
So thanks for listening to the podcast. We'll see you all next week. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.